I bought this when I went to Thailand last summer, and I still have a bunch left over, so you know, I was just prepared and I didn't even know it. Hello my friends, welcome to part 2 of the Sense of Adventure series, a series dedicated to showing you how to save for travel and how to save during travel. Now, I was going to release a Las Vegas guide this week, but given the madness that is happening, travel bloggers are taking quite the hit to it. Nobody's traveling, nobody's planning travel. So really, the timing of this Sense of Adventure series couldn't have been more perfect because I'm all about having you stay home and saving your money so that way you could go on these awesome vacations. This video is going to break down the travel budget. I'm going to walk you through each category in the budget. So we're crunching numbers today. Keep watching. Food and drink is allocated 24% of the budget. Now this may seem crazy high, but honestly, if you're eating all of your meals 3 times a day and you're drinking and you're going to restaurants or markets, it adds up really quick. So I put a lot of money aside for food and drinks. On the flip side, this is the most flexible category because you can choose to eat at your hostel or at markets. You can choose not to drink. That's also an option, but I don't like that one. Flights are 20%. Now this is your main flight to and from home. I'm not talking about flights in between countries if you're hopping around that way. That would fall into a different category, which we will discuss in just a bit. This is also a flexible category if you take advantage of travel hacking. I will be releasing a video on that, how I have earned free flights. I recently just got a business class flight to Singapore that I only paid the taxes on. So I will go into more detail in a different video, so stay tuned for that. But there are a lot of resources. I love the Points Guy, pretty much the Penny Hoarder. I think they talk about travel hacking. Those are like really where I started. Lodging should be 15% of your budget. This is also a flexible category depending on how many people you're traveling or when you are going. So if you're traveling with multiple people, you can split this expense if you're staying in a hotel or an Airbnb. The only time it's not flexible is if you're staying in a hostel because you're paying a per bed rate. If you're traveling 1 month in Europe on a $5,000 budget, that would give you $25 a day towards lodging. I have a post on creative ways to get cheap accommodation while traveling. I will leave a link to it in the description. It is a blog post. If you are interested in me making a video on that, let me know in the comments and I will be happy to.
You trying to get everything together and everything?
Yeah.
Yes, look down.
You found more toilet paper?
I did.
Oh, you found more toilet paper.
I got 8 rolls.
That's awesome, Mom. So much toilet paper. You're on YouTube right now. Tell everyone to subscribe.
Everyone subscribe to SeekingNeverland.com.
Woo! Transportation is 14% of the overall budget. Now, this is where the flights in between the countries go, as well as rail passes and local transportation. Now, there are a few ways to cut down on this expense, one of which being spending more time in less places. If you're hopping around every couple of days, you're going to spend a lot on transportation. You can also book more days to save. Now, this would be if you're getting a Metro Pass ticket, you know, say you're in London and you want to buy the Oyster card and you're going to be there for 4 days. Get a week pass and use it because typically that per day cost will be less the more days you buy. I think I explained that right. I hope I did. I'm sorry if I didn't. I really like the lighting in my room right now, so we're just gonna continue on with activities and tours at 12%. The worst is putting all of your money towards getting to the destination, and then when you get there, you're what I call hotel poor, meaning you're too broke to leave your hotel. Pre-trip expenses at 5%. Last week I discussed what the pre-travel expenses were, many of which are unexpected, so if you haven't watched it, you can watch it here. And yeah, but you won't have this problem because you're gonna be well informed of what the pre-travel expenses are and you're gonna budget for them 5%. Shopping and souvenirs at 5%. I don't do a lot of shopping in countries and I rarely get expensive souvenirs. I buy a magnet for my mom, for myself, and little trinkets for my sister, but that's about the extent of souvenirs, so I don't allocate a lot to this category. Plus, there is usually no room in my suitcase for large souvenirs. The only time I regretted not getting the souvenir was when we did sake tasting in Kobe, which I just made a video on that if you haven't watched it. But yeah, we should have got the sake. It was so good, but it was a big bottle, so we would have had to make room for it for sure. But I don't even think it was that expensive, so 5% is good. Miscellaneous is another 5%. This is what I call the contingency emergency fund. It's, for unexpected, even more unexpected things, not the unexpected pre-travel, it's just unexpected things that happen while you are traveling. Now, how I like to use this is by the end of the trip, if I haven't touched this money, I will either go crazy or I will save it and apply it towards my next trip. The possibilities are endless. So now that I've explained what all of the categories are, I'm going to do a mock budget as if I were going to Europe for 1 month and how I would write it all out. Okay, so I'm going to Europe for 1 month and my ballpark budget amount is going to be $5,000. So this is how the budget looks. That's my ballpark budget, the percentages, and the dollar amount to equal the 5,000. So this is where I start, and then I will do more planning as far as like what activities I want to do when I get there, how much hotels, the lodging is at the time I want to go, and if it's feasible, then that will be my date I can go, or I need to increase the budget. Now that you know how the budget breaks down and you have a good idea of how much it's going to cost you, next is to determine when you can go. How much time do you need to save? Now in my next video, I'm gonna be sharing some simple ways you can quickly grow your travel fund with some side hustle ideas, some of which I have personally done. So I will see you in the next video. Peace. And stay safe out there. Hand sanitize, wipe your butt,